In this video, you will learn how to avoid the various time violations in basketball. In basketball, there are 4 types of time violations. The first violation is the 24-second rule. The attacking team has 24 seconds to attempt a field goal from the moment they take possession of the ball. If by the end of the 24 seconds the team still hasn't taken a shot, the referee will whistle and turn the ball over to the other team. If the team shoots and catches the rebound without the ball touching the hoop, the 24 seconds keep being counted. However, if the ball has touched the hoop, the team gets another 14 seconds on the clock. The second violation is the 8-second rule. When a team gets the ball within their own half of the court, including on turnovers, they have 8 seconds to get the ball into the opponent's half. The third violation is the 5-second rule. In the case of a throw-in, the player has 5 seconds to pass the ball to a teammate. During play, if the player in possession is under pressure from an opponent less than a meter away, they only have 5 seconds to pass, shoot, or dribble. The fourth violation is the 3-second rule. In offense, a player can't stay in the key for longer than 3 seconds at a time. To earn another 3 seconds, the player has to get both feet outside the key before going back in. The violation isn't called if the player is coming out of the key, or if one of the team is taking a shot at the end of these 3 seconds. The penalty for all these violations is a turnover for the opponent, so always bear them in mind. Over to you. In this video, you will learn how to avoid the various time violations in basketball. In basketball, there are 4 types of time violations. The first violation is the 24-second rule. The attacking team has 24 seconds to attempt a field goal from the moment they take possession of the ball. If by the end of the 24 seconds the team still hasn't taken a shot, the referee will whistle and turn the ball over to the other team. If the team shoots and catches the rebound without the ball touching the hoop, the 24 seconds keep being counted. However, if the ball has touched the hoop, the team gets another 14 seconds on the clock. The second violation is the 8-second rule. When a team gets the ball within their own half of the court, including on turnovers, they have 8 seconds to get the ball into the opponent's half. The third violation is the 5-second rule. In the case of a throw-in, the player has 5 seconds to pass the ball to a teammate. During play, if the player in possession is under pressure from an opponent less than a meter away, they only have 5 seconds to pass, shoot, or dribble. The fourth violation is the 3-second rule. In offense, a player can't stay in the key for longer than 3 seconds at a time. To earn another 3 seconds, the player has to get both feet outside the key before going back in. The violation isn't called if the player is coming out of the key, or if one of the team is taking a shot at the end of these 3 seconds. The penalty for all these violations is a turnover for the opponent, so always bear them in mind. Over to you.
In this video, you will learn the different violations in basketball. Violations are infringements of the rules that are penalized with a turnover. During a game, the referee can call different types of violation. The first type of violation is when the ball goes out of bounds. When the ball carrier steps outside of the court, or even on the line, the referee calls an out of bounds. As long as the ball has not touched the ground outside the court, a player can recover it by jumping, as long as they start from within the court. The second type of violation is the double dribble. When the ball carrier stops dribbling, then starts again, a double dribble is called. To avoid this, once they have stopped dribbling, the ball carrier must pass the ball or try to shoot. The third type of violation is carrying the ball. This happens when a player puts their hand beneath the ball while dribbling, and will lead to the referee calling a ball carrying. To avoid ball carrying, the players must control the ball touching only the sides and the upper part. The fourth type of violation is the over and back. In offense, a team in possession of the ball in their opponent's half court cannot retreat back into their own half. Otherwise, an over and back is called. The ball is considered over as soon as it crosses the center line. The fifth type of violation is kicking. In basketball, deliberately kicking the ball is not allowed. On the other hand, if the ball bounces off a foot by accident, the referee will let play continue. Now you know the main violations in basketball, except for the travel and time violations. To learn how to avoid these, check out our videos, Basketball Violations Traveling and Basketball Violations Time Violations. The penalty for violations is a turnover from the sideline, in line with the spot where the violation was committed. Over to you.
This is the Officials Institute, where we combine rules talk with online instruction for every official. The topic of basket interference and goaltending are coming up in our next segment of Rule Review. Hello, and welcome back. In a few moments, we'll be breaking down some videos and showing a rule that many officials seldom see. But before we get to that, please find and click that subscribe button and join us in a community of officials that take their craft seriously. And even though we know we may never call a perfect game, we can strive to get there, one play at a time. Now, basket interference and goaltending is a difficult rule for many officials, because at the high school level, it is something that just doesn't happen very often. And when it does, we are caught off guard, which leads to a whistle with a guesstimated ruling, or no whistle at all because we just missed it. So, let's get started and talk about basket interference and goaltending. Roll those clips. In our first clip, we see the visiting team shoot the ball, and after it misses and bounces off the back of the ring, a teammate taps it in for an easy 2 points. But was this a legal tap? Or was it basket interference? Let's take a closer look. After the shot hits the back of the ring, it bounces high and comes back down, bouncing again on the front of the ring. Since the ball is above the ring and within the imaginary cylinder, when it is touched, it becomes basket interference. It is important to note that the entire ball does not have to be within the imaginary cylinder to qualify as basket interference. The rule is quite clear, stating it is illegal to touch the ball when any part of the ball is within the cylinder. So even if only 1% is in and above the ring, it would still be basket interference. Let's look at that play one more time. In our next clip, we see another shot attempt bouncing around the rim and once again being put back in with a tap by a teammate, only to have the official blow his whistle and wave off the shot for basket interference. But was it? When we examine closer, we see that after several bounces, the ball falls below the basket ring, and since this is referenced to be the base of the imaginary cylinder, the ball cannot be considered to be within the imaginary cylinder, and therefore cannot be basket interference. This is a legal play. Let's watch it again. As we watch this next clip, We see what appears to be an easy layup thwarted by a defender jumping high to block the shot. However, when we zoom in a bit closer, we see that when the defender jumps to block the shot, even though the ball was outside the cylinder, he reaches through the basket from below. So once he touches it, it becomes a basket interference violation. Here it is one more time. In our last clip, a pass is made for an easy layup, but right before it goes in, it is swatted out and whistled by the official as goaltending. Let's review this play closer and see why. When determining whether a play qualifies for goaltending, 4 factors must be met. 1. It must be a try for goal, as it is here. 2. The ball must be on its downward flight, which we can also see here. 3. The ball must be entirely above the basket ring. And 4. It must have the possibility of entering the basket. Since this play fits all of these conditions, the official properly rules this as a goaltending violation. Here it is one last time. That's our breakdown of basket interference and goaltending. Now the next time you see this on the court, you'll be less surprised and better prepared to make a proper ruling and get the call right. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and tell us in the comments down below. Also, please share this link with anyone else that you think might benefit from watching this video as well. The more people we can reach, the better the game will get. Until we see you again, have a good game.
The 2 biggest things they're looking for right here is, does the defender get his feet set? If his feet are set and the offensive player goes into him, it's going to be a charge. The next thing that they're going to look for is, does he lower his shoulder? If he lowers his shoulder into the defender, most of the time they're going to get the charge call.
Okay, now we're going to demonstrate a block call here. Cody's going to attack. Shea's going to be moving his feet and turning into the defender. Therefore, it's obvious block call. All right, in this instance, Cody's going to take him off the bounce. Shea's going to be moving in position and gets there late. One thing we look at as central is his feet outside of the lane or he's inside the lane, because most of the time a blocking call will be called inside the paint versus outside the paint.
Holding is the contact which interferes with the freedom of movement of the offensive player. It can be with any part of the body. Pushing can be called on either the offense or defense. It is the forcible moving of a player with any part of the body.
On the sideline earlier too, I think it was both. And that's going to be a hold down low against Maryland.
I'll tell you what, the only thing I would say, and once again, it's the coach speaking, I'm not quite so sure that I want the relatively quick threes.
For Iowa.
For Iowa, I don't see any purpose for it.
Call is a double foul officially here, and here's the replay.
Iowa's Tyler Cook, his third personal 17 foul.
Who's the double part? What part of the double did I miss? I mean,
and gets an opening and just barely sinks in off the foul line. Oh, and there's an offensive foul without a doubt, as Jordan Mickey took it a little bit too slow. Yankunas got himself settled right in the spot. And you got to love this Zalgiris team. They never give up, man. Offense.
No battle there. Montrez said, get out the way, McKinney. This is mine.
Montrez, former 6th man of the year in the NBA. On its way, the soft touch for the big guy.
Boy, nice.
Montrez thought he was fouled again.
Yeah, he probably hollered and one.
Yeah, he's done it a
but
few,
come on, I've heard that.
times.
I've heard that 100 times this year. No one's got a tee. Come on, guys.
I mean, he does that constantly.
Be careful, you get one for clapping.
Yeah, don't do it, Montrez. I understand where you're coming from. Remember, Booker got tossed quickly last night. Quickly.
But we don't know what Booker said, though. There's another look at Montrez going across the key and throws it up and hollered and one, and the official said, oh, yeah.
On team fouls, but they're going to try and get the steal. They want to get the steal in the first couple of seconds. There's been a collision there and a whistle.
Yeah, Kalagin wants an unsportsmanlike call here.
And I don't agree with that. I think let the referees decide. We'd have to have a look at the replay, Adam. I can't. They've just ended up on a heap next to each other. Of course, Okojis may have grabbed him, but he's desperate to try and get in the passing lane, get his hands out. But again, Nigeria, let's have a look at this on the replay. They've got caught up. They're both caught up with each other. I would say that's 50-50.
And the dump is batted away, so Hugh couldn't catch it.
Yeah, it's poor post up from Hugh, really. He gets great position. Got to go after the ball.
And Terrence Romeo takes a shot. Oh, and then a headbutt and an unsportsmanlike on Abueva.
That's see you later.
Headbutt.
He'll get tossed for that.
He's either going to get tossed or it's getting nasty out there.
That was shocking, Jeff.
Abueva's got to maintain his composure or he's going to hurt his team.
I've never seen anything like it, Jeff. Never ever seen anything like that. I hope Genlee's okay.
Well, you definitely don't want to see that. Lee Gann, yep, is the veteran, so you're not sure what was said, what the altercation was, why Abueva did it. But to be fair, when he was fouled after he crossed midcourt, he took a couple of steps towards the player that fouled him. I can't remember who it was, and I thought he was going to go after him then.
Jeff, I'm going to give you a school of thought. You're going to see this again here. There's Abueva goes down there. Now Lee Gann looks at him. You see he's looking at him. Whew, jeepers. Jeff, I'm going to tell you two schools of thought, right? One is Chuck Rays should bring him out of the game straight away. Sit him down. There's no place for that in any game, in any sport, anywhere in the world.
No, I agree.
Second thing,